Tonight's stories.
Lost a friend.
Partner doesn't want to share.
Overslept. Oh yeah, overslept.
First come, first serve. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Comfort Level Podcast. I'm Maddie, and I'm here with
Brando.
Sam.
SJ.
Hello, everybody. Welcome
Hello.
back. Welcome back to the Comfort Level Podcast.
In the villa again.
Back in the villa.
Back in the
Bodies are
villa.
back in the villa.
Yeah.
What
We told Maddie last episode, but we're supposed to reveal it for you too.
Okay.
But Brandon's in the tattoo club.
It's a little one, but it's
He
there.
got a tattoo.
You feel me?
When?
Like 2 Sundays ago.
Yeah.
We've been saving it. And actually,
This.
we got matching tattoos. Yeah. We did it.
What inspired you?
That's my cousin.
On Cousin's Day.
They thought it would encourage me to go get a tattoo.
Oh, so that's why you sent me that message. Was this
no.
before or after?
Well, it was after, but
Okay.
yeah.
Hey, tatted up.
Yeah.
I know that's
It
right.
wasn't bad too. I was like,
Well, how long did it take you?
It was like 5 minutes.
nah, it was like close to 10,
What time?
10-ish. But I also don't have a good perception at the time because I was acting.
Yeah.
Because it was like for our friend's shop opening.
There was a bunch of people in
There was
there.
a whole bunch of people. And I was like, Sam was like, if you get one, I'll get it for you. And he's like, let's get matching ones. I was like, all right, bet, I'm going to do it. And I was like, wait, but this is like my first tattoo. Everybody in the shop just looks right at me. And I was like,
It got silent. It was like,
His first time?
first time. It's his first time. I think it's his first tattoo.
I'm sitting in the chair and I close my eyes and then it starts going in my head. I'm like, oh, that's not that bad. And I look up. I knew Sam was recording, but then I look and I see that the photographer is recording. I'm like, why are you recording? You're supposed to be taking pictures.
Yeah.
And then their social media person was recording too. And I was like, oh, okay, now I got to make an act out of this. So I did.
Nice. I'm in shock. So this was on Sunday?
2 Sundays ago.
2 Sundays, yeah.
Not this last one.
And y'all just went to a shop?
Yeah. It
We
was,
didn't even. We just went to support the hair salon. I didn't even know there was a tattoo artist in there. And then she had she was doing a flash sale. I forgot who saw it. We were like, "Oh, is these tattoos?" And I'm
you
like,
did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because I got 2 actually. I got a Band-Aid here too that I liked. And so I was like,
And y'all ain't say shit to me?
"Well, we want to surprise you on the show."
Well, she's surprised.
Yeah, she's surprised.
I'm in shock.
Flabbergasted.
But for me, I'm like, this is the first tattoo I've got probably like 8 years. I'm back in. I'm like,
Oh, you're back in.
I'm back in. Same with Brandon. Brandon's already got ideas for his next
I have
tattoo.
a whole half
But I'm
sleeve
telling you,
idea.
once you get that
That's
first
what
one,
I'm like,
it's like,
I'm back in. I want my body covered.
God, this makes me want to get a tattoo. Like, I have one scheduled for the 31st, but I want to get it.
Just hit the like and subscribe. Just for that.
Hey.
Yeah.
So, Maddie,
This is exactly what they were saying to me last week.
so I know we were talking about ideas earlier.
No, I have some solid
She does.
movement in the right direction.
Yeah.
You really do. I mean, this is the most progress I've seen in years.
Maddie getting a tattoo. Like, we're going to look at this like 10 years from now. She's completely.
That's what I'm
she's,
saying. I'm like, one day I could just be completely covered.
She's going to be
80%
the
of her
most tatted
body.
of all of us. And we're like, dang.
Maddie, you remember where you started?
We created a monster.
She's just like all the way. She's like, yeah.
Face
But yeah.
tats and
Comfort
everything.
level down the side.
Yeah, there was a part of me where I was like, do I want to get a comfort level tattoo? Because I'm like, it has changed my life so much.
Yeah.
And it's such a big part of my life now. But I just don't know. It feels like a brand. Like I'm just like slapping a logo on me.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's
But it's your brand. It's
It
not
is,
like
but-
it's like you put Nike. You're putting your thing on you.
yeah. I'm like, maybe if I could think of a better like creative way, because I don't want a couch on me.
I would get a comfort level tattoo.
I would get a comfort level
I
tattoo.
1000%
Yeah.
would.
It would have to look cool,
All
but I'm
four
like,
of
I
us
would
could get a
definitely get a
comfort
comfort
level
level.
1000%.
Yeah.
Like that. That's not even.
100%.
I would do that.
Just don't sleep on it too long or oversleep like this first story.
Like this first story. Am I the asshole for not waking up a tourist who overslept and missed the day trip she paid for? Hi guys, I'm 21 female, a Bulgarian tour guide who accompanies groups to Sicily. On a recent trip, one woman who was traveling alone, mid-30s, was constantly oversleeping. The first day after we arrived, we had a day trip to Edna in Taormina, for which we depart at 8 a.m., as we do all other day tours. I make sure that all tourists are informed of the departure times on the bus the day before, and they all have my number to call in case they forget so I can remind them. They all have printed out pamphlets with the schedule made by the travel agency that I hand out that has the time for the departure on it. All of the group was on time, except one woman. She was late by 10 minutes, which, okay, maybe she got caught up in something and was late. I excused it and then mentioned to the whole bus on the mic that I do not tolerate lateness beyond 15 minutes at most in case of an emergency, like a forgotten possession, and that I must always be called and informed in case someone is running late. Trip went by okay otherwise. The next day, this same tourist was late again by 25 minutes, almost an entire half hour. I called her twice to no answer, and we were just about to leave without her when she came out running and got on the bus. She got lucky, as the receptionist of the hotel asked me about a missing piece of info on the rooming list and earned her some time. I reminded everyone again that I will not be waiting anymore for late tourists in the morning, and waking up on time is their responsibility. When we came back this evening, she asked me if I could make sure to wake her up on time. I reminded her a third time that I'm not responsible for waking people up. Everyone gets a printed itinerary with departure times, and I announce everything the day before. She kept saying, no, just knock on my door if I'm not out by 8:15. And I kept repeating, I really can't do that for everyone. Please just set an alarm. Well, on the day we were visiting Syracuse, she didn't show up. I waited 15 minutes after the supposed departure time, called her twice to no response, and then left with the bus and the rest of the group. She called me in a panic about an hour later asking where we were.
An hour?
What?
I explained the situation calmly. She got angry and said that I had one job and that I cheated her out of the money she paid to go on the day trip. She missed the whole day trip and was furious the next day. Later, she told the rest of the group that I abandoned her and also called my agency, leaving a bad review about me. Am I the asshole for not personally waking up a grown woman despite warning her multiple times that I wouldn't?
No.
Especially if she was like 3 times.
Like, and you keep being late? No.
You're getting progressively more late every time.
All the way up to an hour. An hour late. Yeah, that's...
I mean, when you just don't have any respect for anybody's time.
Yeah.
And then I'm supposed to go out of my way and knock on your door because for some reason you're a grown woman and can't set an alarm, can't wake up for an alarm, can't make it to where I'm supposed to be on time. And you paid for this trip and you want to risk not being there and then want to persecute someone else for your own tardiness. That kind of blows me.
Yeah.
The lack of accountability is insane.
That's
It is
crazy.
really.
I've been warned multiple times. The way that I stress out more when I'm on vacation in a different city and I'm running late, like I try and be, a lot of times I'm not horrible, but I'm not the best at like being on time at places. But when I'm on vacation, I'm going to try and be exactly where I am supposed to be, especially the thing that I paid to do.
Right.
Because it's not going to be my mistake if it falls through and then I just lose out on all that money.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And people do kind of turn into little kids on vacation. That's why they're constantly, here's the date, here's a piece of paper saying the time, there's like an announcement saying the thing. Because you're just like a little kid, like, where did I go?
Yeah.
And so like I get that aspect of it, but you can only do so much and then it is their responsibility.
Yeah.
You paid money for it, then show that your money has value and come right on time.
Yeah.
And especially when this affects more than just you. Like, this is a group. So you want me to wait an hour to wait for you and like these other people who also paid money are just sitting here waiting for you?
Who showed up on time?
On time.
So I don't think the group paid for that extra 15 minutes of waiting for you.
Right, exactly.
Because now we just lost 15 minutes of us seeing this city.
Exactly.
An hour? The third
hour
time
is
she was over an
crazy.
hour late and had the audacity to be mad that she didn't wait for her
Yeah.
or wake her up.
If I'm late one time, you bet I'm going to be on time. I'm gonna
On
be
time
early
the next
every
time.
Every single time.
Every time
after
I'm going
that.
to be early because I don't want to be the embarrassed.
I don't want to be that person.
Yeah, and bro, people are like,
And it's crazy too because
there he is.
you have to feel that kind of embarrassment when you're running that late.
Yeah.
And you like getting on the bus and it's like 25 minutes after everybody's looking at you like,
Especially on those like stage buses, and you
Yeah.
have to,
Yeah.
all the seats are taken up front, so you're just walking. And everyone's like,
That's so embarrassing.
you got to do that walk of shame to the back.
It's like a 15-second walk
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And you're walking like mildly fast.
Someone tried to trip you.
You like hit somebody in the face. You're like, oh, sorry about that.
Sorry. They're like, push you.
And they're already pissed. They're like, watch where you're going.
This reminds me of this girl I worked with, and she could never get to work on time. And it was like, it wasn't like a 5-10 minute thing. It was like a 30, 45, like
30?
50 minutes late. No call, no, hey, heads up, like this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. The reason was when I asked them, like, hey, like, why are you always late? Oh, like I have ADHD and that kind of gives me time blindness.
Time blindness. You can't see time.
What?
What is time blindness? You can't.
What is that?
is that really?
So you look at the clock.
Is that
and it's
an
like,
actual
it's
thing?
gibberish
I feel
to you?
like you'll look at the clock and the next thing you know, it's like 45 minutes later. I assume is what that is.
Oh.
But even then, it's like, because I don't know if I have ADHD or if I just have like attention issues from like social media,
Yeah.
like short form content. But I'm like, you understand, you set an alarm for 15 minutes before when you need to get ready for what you're doing.
Right.
Time blindness is a cognitive condition where an individual struggles to accurately perceive the passage of time and estimate how long it takes to do task. It's often associated with ADHD, but can also be present in other conditions affecting executive functions like anxiety, depression, and brain injuries.
Because my thing is, something I have to work on is I don't like being early to anything. I don't want to be at anything earlier than I have to be. So I'm like always trying to be right on time.
Yeah.
But that means with any little thing, because I'm good at estimating time. I'm like, oh, I know it takes this long to get there. It takes me this long to do this. But if anything wrong goes in it, then it throws everything off. So I'm late.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's what happens to me. I'm like, I'm trying to get better. Just plan to be there earlier. But then I'm like, I'll be ready, because this happens every time I don't have to work at church, but I'll go to church. I'm like, I'm going to show there up like 9:55. But it's like something in me cannot do that, and I'll end up there at 10:02 every single time, because I'll be ready, and I'll just kind of like sit in my chair. I'm like, and I'll look at my phone.
Vibe.
Yeah, 100%. And then like suddenly I'm like, oh,
And
I
then
should've-
10 minutes has gone by.
Yes, and then I'm like, oh my God. But it happens every time. I'll be ready early.
Yeah.
I woke up an hour early, and I'm like, I'm ready. I showered everything. And then something still happened, and I'll still get there at the same time. So I get that to a certain extent. But if it's anything important, it's like, no, it's different. I pay for this.
And even like, again, with, let's say OP is just really bad with time, whether it's time blindness or just poor time management.
Yeah.
It's, if that were me, after the first time, I'm making sure I'm there. I'm setting alarms, even if I know I get distracted easily. This is an issue for me. I'm like, there are things that I'm doing to try and set up, because also OP's giving this person like a lot of grace and like cutting them a lot of slack.
Yeah.
Or also they're just getting lucky, because I think you said it earlier, Sadia, you're like, I can understand like 15 or 20 minutes, but after a certain point, it honestly feels disrespectful of my time for you to show up so late.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we've talked about before how we've had some friends who just like have no concept of time, and they show up, 45 minutes or further late.
Yeah.
And I'm like, even hearing about that, I'm just like, that would upset me as a friend.
Yeah.
And as this is your job, you have this person who's like, oh my God.
That I wouldn't care, but I would care when you're like writing bad reviews. Like when it's coming to my job.
Yeah.
I'm
True.
like,
Yeah.
what does that have to, like, this is on you. I want to know what the review said. Like, she left me after
And probably exaggerating or
hour.
lying.
1000%.
I was late a little bit. They left flipped
me
me off
anyway.
while I was running up to the bus.
So I paid her to do this, but she can't come around to my
Yeah.
hotel room and wake me up before they go. She left me hanging. I was riding solo. Wake me up before you go. Leave me hanging on like a solo. Wake me up before you go. Take me on that bus ride.
Ooh.
Don't be late tonight. Oh, because I still remember when I was in South Korea and I was doing a tour of the border between North Korea and South Korea. But the bus met at this hotel I was staying at my friend's house. So I'm like, I had to take a train to get to this hotel place and then take a bus to get there. It took me like an hour, but I was freaking out. I got there like 2 hours early and I was just sitting in front of that hotel for like a good 45 minutes. And I'm like, because I'm like, I paid for this, but that doesn't mean anything. They're going to check and then they're going to go because they got to get someplace. They got an itinerary they got to do. I'm not going to be, why would they wait for me? What does that matter? They don't know me. I'm just a person who paid for this tour.
Yeah.
If I'm late the second time, I'm not, because what I'm doing is I'm going back to that corner where I first saw you. I'm going to stand in that sleeping bag. I'm not going to move.
Just like,
I got some words on cardboard. I got a picture in my head saying, if you see OP, can you tell her where I am? That's another song.
oh my gosh.
Sorry. There's like some things where I feel like it needs to come out.
You have to.
Yeah.
Get it out, girl.
That was the man who can't be moved by the script.
I'm looking at Brandon. He just looks like that partner that doesn't want to share. Like this
next story. What up, Parter?
Parter. Yeah, I'm the Parter. Parter 6.
Fighter 6.
I don't get it.
Carter 6.
Carter 6.
Lil
Lil Wayne.
Lollipop.
Like a cop car.
That's crazy. That's a song he made and we all sang it.
And we liked it.
We like it. Still, we're still singing it.
Y'all got to stop making me laugh because it's low-key hurting my back.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no.
It's happening again. Stop, guys. Seriously, stop.
You have to-
Sadia, did you want to talk about what happened and why your back hurts?
Oh,
No.
Cock it.
So today I was at the gym today and I was deadlifting, right? I was doing my PR 255 and I went to go do it. I got it up, but I just flexed out and was passing out. As I was passing out, I just completely lost my form and threw the hell out of my back. So right now, bending, not an option. Picking things up, again, not an option. Laughing, not really viable. Am I doing it?
Not viable.
As it's happening right now, she's just in immense pain.
It's like you can't laugh after you say I can't laugh.
Literally, as she said, "Am I doing it?" You could see in her eyes, like you could. So she started to vibrate. You could tell the vibration of the laugh.
Bro, that's funny.
Because it's like you can see it in her eyes.
Her eyes were like,
And it's the fact that she's like so stiff when she's laughing.
Listen, it's so painful. This is the first time I've ever thrown out my back, and
Hopefully the last.
this has to be the,
will be
the
the
last
last.
because I honestly can't imagine going through this again. I feel like this is the injury that's like, all right, yeah, girl, you're not young anymore.
You're still young. You're very young.
people get.
You're
You
gonna
literally got injured younger.
I know. This one, it's gonna take me a minute to come back from.
But I promise you, because you're younger, it's going to be easier to come back from this.
Okay, I'm glad.
Yeah.
And
I'm
also take as much time as you can to rest, which is hard for your job. But hopefully, when you get home, you
Yeah.
actually
And being a trooper, you came here
seriously.
Well, yeah.
when you're in pain and
Yeah.
laughing
Come
causes
here.
you pain. You're here. We laughed on the entire show. That's brave.
And I cut most of that out because this is a serious show.
Is it?
No,
There's no laughs on this show.
they're all cut out. I don't know. I don't know when you watched the last episode, but
There's been a laugh
It's all
for 2
censored.
months. She said, we're like,
and then I cover it with the sad
Yeah.
face.
none of
Our
that.
straight face. Just
Yeah, I don't want any of that in. No.
None of that.
Wait. Okay. Because I knew somebody that threw out their bag, and they were like limping. Are you like limping? Can you walk normally?
I'm walking stiff as a board.
Okay.
There's very little shifting back and forth. The sight of me getting in a car right now, actually crazy.
She's like a pencil
Like,
when you like
it's
fold it.
literally-
You don't have to act it out.
Yeah, you don't have to.
You don't have to act it out. You don't have to do that.
I'm not acting right now. This is me trying to move.
But again, you don't have
Yeah,
to.
you
You
don't
can
have
just
to.
get
You can just-
comfortable.
yeah, just
and
stay
We'll bring
comfortable.
things to you, bring
Yeah,
your car to
relax,
you.
please.
We'll bring the car in.
I
Bring the
hate
car
on you,
in
actually.
You're right. You're right.
whenever you're ready.
It
Crashes in like the
around.
Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah.
It started up too.
Yeah. We haven't had things cross through the window in a while.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
It crashes back through the
Yeah,
other
it's
two
like,
windows.
It's like, my bad.
She backs up a little bit, like
We're
I
still
was
doing the
straight.
episode.
I'll come back later.
Yeah, no question of the day, but the comment of the day, just comment on someone else's comment that you matter. That's all I want. Just tell somebody. Yeah, that's it.
My partner doesn't want to share debit pins.
Do you guys know what your guys' debit pins are? Like each
No.
other?
No.
That's crazy. Do you and Claudia know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Well, you guys live together.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm like, hey, go buy this. Give her my card. I love to give her my card.
But is that a relationship milestone?
Is it?
That's what I'm curious. I'm like, is there like, do you like, we got the pins, we shared the pins?
Probably because I feel like I've given Brandon my card for something before, but it's
Yeah.
like a credit card. He doesn't need a pin
Right.
for it. Like if I'm like, can you go do this for me?
He's like, what's your social security number?
Is that he does know that.
Yeah.
And actually, I've had a lot of things getting flagged. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
He's stealing your identity.
Yeah, well, I've been getting a lot of mail recently for like.
Don't worry about it though. Like, just still talk about it.
Opening
It's
credit
fine.
cards in your name.
I just recently joined Kohl's for their cash back. So
Yeah. And I was like, when I saw that,
Sorry,
I heard
Steve.
about it. I was like, oh, that's stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, so like whenever I bring things to him, he just tells me I'm dumb. So,
Yeah.
but that's love.
That's love.
That's love.
That's
Yeah.
love.
But he hasn't told me his social security number. He just
Oh, so it's only one way.
Oh, it's one way. That's
yeah.
kind of
He's like, you have my address. That's enough. And I'm
yeah.
like,
You have my address. That's enough. That's one of the most romantic things I've ever heard.
my 30 female partner, 31 male, doesn't want to share debit pins. My partner seems to be extremely uncomfortable with sharing our debit card pins with each other. This is so strange to me, and I've never experienced this in any past relationship or seen this in anyone else's relationship. Most of our friends just have joint accounts with their partners. We've been together for 7 years, and we're expecting our first baby together. I've never given him a reason not to trust me with this pin. I trust him with my money completely and have had him save money in his account for me in the past. I've used his card less than a handful of times in the 7 years we've been together, and I have no problem telling him mine, but anytime I do, he seems very uncomfortable. I trust that he's not hiding anything and it doesn't bother me to have separate accounts, but I can't understand why he's so uncomfortable with knowing each other's pins. He's on the spectrum, but extremely high functioning to the point you would never know, but certainly has his quirks, this seemingly being one of them. Does anyone have any advice on how to get him more comfortable with this or how to move past this? And then there's a little edit.
She's trying to embezzle from this dude, man. She's trying to steal all this. How do I get that pin so I can get that money?
Give me that pin.
I do think at the rate of their relationship, like they're expecting a child together, and I don't know if she didn't say they were living together, but they've been together for 7 years.
I would assume.
I guess a
that.
pin isn't that big of a deal comparing like completely merging accounts.
Yeah.
Because I think, you know, if our relationship was that serious, I think it makes sense that it would get to that. But yeah, I don't know. When I first read it, I was like, why do you need the pin? Like,
It makes me think of one of my love languages is my partner letting me drive their car.
mm-hmm.
I love when they're just giving me the keys and like, oh, you can drive. Like, I don't know if that's just something that gives me, like, makes me happy. I'm like, you let me drive your thousands
Yeah,
of
that is
dollar
kinda-
thing
that's
and I
kinda
can drive it
special.
around. There's something weird. I've always liked it. But I wouldn't, if someone didn't want to do that, they were like, no, you're not driving my car. I feel like I couldn't get mad about that. It's like a thing for me. Like, I like it. And I do feel like OP, like, it is like a trust in, like, yes,
Yeah.
you can have my pin, but I don't think it makes a bad person if you're like, no, I don't want to do that. And maybe it's just not a me thing. Like, we love each other. We're compatible on a lot of things. I just, like, I draw the line at pin. Like, I don't share pins. And that might be something you have to accept. Because you might be turning into more thing. There would be me, I'm like, why won't you let me drive the car? I'm like, I'm fine. You love me, right? You trust me. Well, like, why can't you? And it's like, no, I don't want it. It would be that same thing to me coming at them. I'm like, it's something I would like, but I can't force you to do something that is making you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Retweet.
Yeah.
I don't. He kind of took all the words out of my mouth. I was just like, yeah.
But I'm curious for the commenters too. I'm like, is that a thing that people are sharing pins, and it could be a normal thing. I don't know if it's normal.
I mean, for me, if they 7 years,
7 years.
7
yeah.
years.
they've been together for 7. If
Expecting a baby.
if we're expecting a child, we've been together for 7 years. I would assume there's some form of shared expenses to where, to me, I don't know, like, big picture, I don't know what the big issue would be, unless, like, he's, like, sincerely kind of worried about her stealing from him in some capacity. But I don't know, like, I don't know.
Stealing or buying stuff he ain't supposed to be buying.
But even if let's say he was, if all she has is the pin, it's not like she could get into his account
True.
and see, like,
It's not
Right.
bank
what
info.
he's, like, his banking information, like everything that's going on in his account. But I can totally see a scenario where, you know, a partner just, you know, uses their partner's card. I can see that scenario existing to where you would need a pin. I don't know.
I'm just like, run his credit. That's what I'm saying.
Yellow.
Yellow.
Credit, please.
Because actually, I'm like, even thinking how much I actually use my pen, like almost never. I think only when I go to the ATM, and that's not happening that often.
Yeah.
So I'm like, pens are not even that. Well, maybe for some people they're using their pens all the time. I don't know. People are using their debit cards all the time. I'm different.
I can see both sides. Because I do get what you're saying of, like, it could be like a trust thing, but also it could just be a quirk that he has that maybe people have in general.
What I think you could place too much into it. Like, this is trust. He doesn't trust me. Especially with your friends doing it, you like see their relationship and like, well, we should be like that too.
Yeah.
I think that can also be a danger comparing your relationship to other people's relationships. And like, maybe that's just not us. We don't share pens.
But then also comparing their relationship to Sadia's relationship. I do see that being a thing too, where it's like, yeah, we're just at a certain level in our relationship
Right.
where that's just what we do. It's not weird. It's weird if you don't.
I want to know
So I
why
can see
they
both.
don't share pins.
He doesn't want to.
Yeah.
After the comments and my own reflection, I've come to the conclusion that it's not an issue with him, but me feeling untrusted due to my own insecurities. I won't be pushing the issue, just wanted some advice. Thanks to those who have opinions and advice to offer. So, what was our advice in that? Or was it just like,
We didn't have any.
Didn't
We
have
had
advice.
opinions.
I think it was similar though. It was like,
Yeah. The
it's
same
you
sentiment.
feeling the trust
Yeah.
and not necessarily an issue with the relationship.
summer's winding down, but here it's still hot and humid. So I bought some breathable linen essentials to stay cool. But if you're ready for sweater weather where you live, our sponsor Quince has you covered. Literally. With cashmere and cotton sweaters starting at just $40, washable silk tops, and classic denim pants, timeless styles you'll keep coming back to. The best part? Everything with Quince is half the cost of similar brands. Quince gives you luxury without the markup. I've been purchasing stuff from Quince for a while now. I love my bamboo and linen sheets from them. Each time I switch my sheets out, I fight with which ones I like better. Right now, my favorite are the linen sheets. I also have linen shorts and a linen long sleeve shirt I got from them. I mean, can you tell I like linen? And when it gets a little colder here, I'm looking at getting their super soft, fleece cropped, wide leg pants to stay comfy, of course. Evaluate your fall wardrobe essentials with Quince. Go to quince.com/CLP for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/CLP to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/CLP. Thanks to our listeners for supporting this podcast, and thanks to Quince for sponsoring this episode. Okay, I made a well-intentioned mistake, and now I've lost a friend. But I'm still trying to understand whether I was manipulated into making that mistake.
Oh.
Some time ago, a messy situation unfolded between three people. Me, 32 female, a former friend I'll call Susan, 31 female, and someone named Jade, 36 female. Susan owns a small business. While she was working a separate job at a company I'll call Juicebox, she was allowed to sell her personal business's products on their shelves. Later, after she left that job but maintained a relationship with Juicebox, Jade's bitter ex-girlfriend sent an email to Juicebox accusing Susan and Jade, who used to work there too, of theft. Juicebox asked the ex for proof, which she couldn't provide, but the email still made its way into the hands of Susan's old coworkers. Not long after, Juicebox told Susan they'd stop selling her products, citing low sales, but Susan suspects the email played a role in that decision. At the time the email was sent, Susan and I were no longer friends with Jade, but Jade and I have started rekindling our friendship. Susan and Jade were still not on speaking terms. Jade is the one who told me about the email. I immediately felt like I should tell Susan since it could potentially affect her business, but Jade discouraged me from doing so, saying that telling Susan would stress her out and that Juicebox didn't seem to be taking it too seriously. I hesitated and I didn't tell Susan. Eventually, Susan walked into Juicebox one day and an old coworker told her about the accusation. When she came to me upset and confused, I told her the truth, that I had known, that Jade told me, and that I let myself be swayed into silence out of a misguided attempt to protect her. I apologized sincerely, and I meant it. Susan told me she believed that. Had she known earlier, she could have done something to mitigate the damage, perhaps reached out to Juicebox or taken legal action against the ex-girlfriend. She told me she didn't believe I was trying to harm her, but also said she no longer wants to continue our friendship. It hurt, but I accepted it. What I'm still trying to make sense of is whether or not Jade's suggestion was manipulative. A mutual friend later pointed out that while Jade framed her advice as protecting Susan from stress, it also conveniently kept her own name and involvement out of the spotlight. The more I thought about it, the more it seemed like Jade may have been subtly steering me towards staying quiet, not just for Susan's sake, but also to avoid being dragged into any fallout herself. At the time, Jade and I had just rekindled our friendship, so I was in a vulnerable place emotionally and trusted her guidance. I can't tell if she was genuinely trying to reduce chaos or if she was controlling the narrative in a way that worked best for her. So I'm wondering what others think. Was Jade being manipulative by telling me not to say anything to Susan, or was I just overthinking it and made my own bad call? Thanks in advance for reading and for any perspectives you're willing to share.
For me, I think there's always a way that it could have been manipulation. Like Jay could have manipulated into not answering.
Yeah.
But you can't remove accountability from yourself. You still, even after Jade's suggestion or whatever she did, you still made the decision not to say anything. So I just don't want you to like push accountability away. Like, yeah, you might have been twisted up a little bit, but you still made the decision to do that. And so it could be both, but at the end, you always are responsible for your actions, especially in that instance. You knew that there was a possibility. You felt bad about it after. So you had this conversation of like whether I was going to tell this person. It was something that was going back and forth in your mind. You had the final say in what went down with how you did it, and that's the way you chose.
Yeah.
And then the consequences happened from it.
Now, OP and Susan had always been friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what concerns me about, I think, yes, she did get manipulated into not telling Susan about everything that was going on. What is kind of messed up about it for me, like she didn't tell Susan based off of Jade, who told her not to tell her, but she just had begun
a friendship with her
being
again.
friends with her again, which means at some point there was some falling out
Yeah.
to where they weren't friends. So to me, like, if I had a falling out with someone and we're just kind of like rekindling that friendship again, and you tell me, hey, don't tell this person that.
Who I do have a good relationship with.
Who I do have a good
And
relationship.
Jade's not friends with Susan.
Yeah. So to me, like, if that situation went down, to me, I'm sketched out. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
why are you saying that? Why are you saying that to me? And we're friends. Like, I like her. We have a good relationship, and you're telling me not to tell her something like this, something that's important.
Especially with, like, the only reason that I could assume, and I think OP also assumes, is why can't I tell her, is that potentially it could involve Jade more.
Yeah.
Potentially. That's, like, the only reason why. It's like, well, why shouldn't Susan know as soon as I know? Like, because technically OP's not involved in this at all.
Right.
But she's telling her. So why can't you just tell Susan? Because I don't know. I feel like I'd probably end up telling Susan just because of
Yeah, I would've
like what you're
told.
saying. We actually have like a stronger relationship, and this other person, we're just kind of rekindling that. So, but also, I love to share some information, especially with my bestie.
You have
When it comes to a bestie, it's like, and especially about them.
Work drama.
I
Come
don't
on.
care what I said to this person. I will lie straight up to this person. I'm going to tell you.
I'm telling bestie.
Yeah.
Keep it to yourself. Right, of course.
Of
Or
course.
yeah, there's some people who are like, yeah, I'm never going to tell your secret except to this person, but that doesn't count.
She doesn't. They're a part of me. They don't
They
count.
are me, so
Yeah.
like I'm just going to tell myself something later,
Yeah.
but I won't tell another living soul.
I'm like the secret keeper at my job. I love it. Oh my God. People be having some shit going on.
Oh my god!
And guess who knows about that too? Claudia.
And she knows,
She knows
all of it.
everything.
She knows all of it. And she's like,
That's her
okay, so
secret.
it's this person with this person and they did that, but guy on the side, he doesn't. Girl, we got webs.
Yes.
We got characters. I just love that. I love that.
Especially, I think with a partner, you're like, there's no way I just know. If I'm with somebody, there's no way I just know.
So I don't know.
We
Maybe
both know.
because I guess it's easy to just be like, I guess I just won't say anything, compared to getting involved.
There's
But for
no way
me,
I'm not telling
like you
bestie.
were saying, especially between Jade and Susan, Jade's not friends with Susan, but her reasoning to give is, we don't want to like stress Susan out. I'm like, hey, why do you care? You're not friends with
She's
Susan.
giving op behavior. To me, she's acting
what's your
weird.
whole thing? That's her whole reason is like, well, I care about Susan and I don't want to stress her out. I'm like, but you're not
No,
friends
you
with her.
scheming.
Yeah.
You spinning the
So
web,
it would have been
girl.
suspicious for me, but I'm like, if that's literally my best friend,
I'm 1,000%
I'm like,
telling
okay,
you.
we'll stress. I'm like, I guess I'll stress her out then. I don't know what to tell you.
Somebody wrote something into the company accusing you of theft,
You, specifically you.
Yeah,
This
that
isn't
is pretty
gossip.
big.
It's about you.
and you think I'm not going to tell? You think I want my friend to be blindsided
You
with
only
something
pissed.
like that? An accusation of theft from a company? And you think I'm not going to say anything?
And then you want me to lie to my best friend. No. I beat up people who lie to my best friend. So what I got to do to
I do too.
myself?
High five.
I got to throw myself down the stairs because I lied to my best friend.
It's it.
So I understand how Susan feels, where she's like, listen, I get it. You might have not really known what you're gonna do, but for me, we can't be friends anymore.
I totally get it. Because you are an op. That's an op. You're being an op by
You're not my friend.
sharing things about my career. This is like my business.
Because even if you weren't fully thinking about like how it could affect me, it did hurt me and my
Yeah.
opportunities. And she might probably feel a certain way about you now.
Yeah.
Whether it was really you who could have maybe stopped it, because we don't even know if that would have made an impact. But she's wondering now if
Yeah.
it would have. But
Right.
it was odd. It was the person who sent the email that really truly impacted it and got in the minds of these people who own this business.
Yeah.
But I kind of do get where Susan's coming from, where she's like, I can't trust you anymore.
Yeah. If I was Susan, I would feel so slighted. I really would.
Yeah.
I really would. I'm like,
Let's boycott Juice Box.
Juice Box, you're done. We're never
done.
going
Juice
back.
box,
Box.
maybe juice stop, you're done.
You're done. If it's Juice Stop, that's I'm like,
I
you
swear to
barely-
God, I think it's
you
Juice Stop. When it's
barely-
Juice
I'm
Box, I'm like, oh, so
yeah,
Juice Stop.
Yeah, Juice Stop.
There's probably so many juice places though.
There's
It's
a lot
like,
of juice
so it's probably
places,
not
yeah.
Juice Stop or Jamba
Ah,
Juice.
Jamba.
Jamba.
But
The best team that never was.
Jamba.
was it manipulative? It could have been.
It could have been.
It could
feel
have
like
been
she might have been.
manipulative. It could have been.
I just don't. I hate when people like try to excuse. I don't think OP's really trying to do that, but I'm like, You could have got manipulated, but you also decided.
Well, I feel like it sounds like OP is trying to like look at it introspectively and be like, that's what I see is like her. This is like the first step of her maybe being like, was it this? Because I took it at this. I took it at face value. I took it at her genuinely thinking that she was benefiting, you know, her other friend who they weren't friends, right? Pointing this out now, you know, it's like hindsight's 2020.
Right.
So maybe this is her trying to be like, guys, did I do something wrong or did I do the wrong thing? And maybe this is the first step in being like, yeah, I think it could have been manipulative. And maybe it was in the interest of Susan to tell her.
Yeah.
Especially if you guys are really close and really good friends.
Because they did accept, too, Susan saying, like, yeah, I don't want to be friends anymore. Like, yeah, I have to accept that. I just don't want it to be used like some people, when they hurt someone, and it could be like something complicated where, like, someone did something and then you, in turn, hurt them through your actions out of the situation, and you apologize to the person. Don't go like, well, but they did this that made me do this. Like, that's not in an apology. No one wants to, it doesn't matter, really.
Yeah.
Maybe later if you do move on past it and you want to like deconstruct it later and further, like what happened. But like in an apology, I'm like, I just know you did this. I want you to own up to that. I don't want to hear your excuses about what went into it.
Yeah.
Because especially if she like tries to go double back, if people were like, yeah, you were manipulated very clearly. Then she goes back and like, well,
she shows the post.
Yeah, I got manipulated, but yeah, I get what Sam's saying.
I do too, but I'm like, this isn't the apology to her.
Yeah,
so this is fair for her to potentially dissect this.
As a way to learn more about yourself and like maybe watch for red flags of people
for next time
trying to manipulate you. It's good. Because people are always trying to get in.
They try and get you all the time. Man. You gotta keep that head on the swivel.
Okay, so top comment. There's no way to know if she was trying to manipulate you intentionally or not, but it doesn't matter if you were manipulated. You were the one who made the final call to not help your friend. You're the one who has stayed friends with someone who chose to let someone else be hurt when they should have stepped forward. It doesn't matter if Jade was trying to manipulate you. Take ownership of your bad calls because you have made 2 of them by staying friends with someone who also made a hurtful judgment call. And that's 100% on you. I hurt someone badly once. It rightfully upset her, and I lost a long-term close friendship over it. All we can do is own it and accept that the person we hurt doesn't owe us acceptance of our apology or a second chance. The honorable thing after apologizing and owning our mistake is learning from it and not doing it again, even if the former friend never learns from it.
Yeah.
So.
I 100% agree.
Because you do hope in your friendships there's grace. Because like, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I feel like most people have done something in their friendships. You're like, dang, I wasn't proud of it. I hurt someone's feelings. And you're like, I still love you. So I want grace in this, but sometimes it doesn't always come. And
people don't always deserve a second chance, but I think almost everybody wants a second chance with something and somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure all of us have moments where we can look back and we're like, what if I did this moment different?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So. Cut it! You'll never hear what he just said.
You have to bleep it. You have to bleep it.
But yeah, I wonder about that too. People just guess it. We're like, oh my God! Am I the asshole for leaving one of my brother's kids out of a trip, but taking the rest? So long story short, I, 35 female, live and work abroad, but I'm from the Midwest. I grew up with my brother, Jason, 43 male, and our parents, 70s. We were working class, had what we needed, but not well off by any means. When I was in high school, Jason married Tiffany, 40 female, who is and was and will always be a mess of a person.
Chill.
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay.
That is intense.
Heavy drinker, partier, God knows whatever else. But she was hot, and my brother's a dweeb, to put it nicely. They had Jace, 19 male, Jeff, 17 male, and Hannah, 12 female. Their marriage broke down before Hannah was born. They tried working it out, but ultimately got divorced. Jason started dating Jenny, 43 female, while splitting custody with the kids with Tiffany, 50-50. Since Tiff had been a stay-at-home mom, she received child support and alimony, and my brother worked a lot. I liked Jenny at first. She wasn't a complete smoke show like Tiff, but she was kind.
Jeez.
Smoke show.
She had a good job and was well educated. I thought much better match. At first, I know Jenny was upset that the kids didn't immediately love her and call her mom when they were there, and the divorce was hard on them. Got pregnant somewhere fast with Daisy, 10 female, and then got married. Around this time, the older kids started refusing to go back to Tiff's. She was always drinking and having guys around, so all three moved in full-time with Jason and Jenny, and Tiff left town and is no longer in the kids' lives.
Whoa.
Damn.
I tried being understanding. I'm sure having a newborn and then 3 older kids full-time is difficult, but Jenny completely changed. She stopped working, but declared she was only a stay-at-home mom to her kid. Jason was working 70-plus hours to make ends meet, and her parents were helping them out. But she controls the finances. This means that the 3 of them, Jason, Jenny, and Daisy, operate as a family unit, going to dinners, events, even vacations, and leaving the older 3 kids at home. I've always thought this was disgusting, and I voiced my opinion about it.
Wait, the dad does it?
Yeah, it's the dad, the new mom, and the newest daughter. And then the oldest 3 are left to fend for themselves, but they all live together.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's despicable.
Because he makes the money, but she controls what they do with the money. So she never includes the oldest kids.
And he's obviously a pushover. He just
And he's just okay with that.
Yeah.
Huh?
Couldn't be me.
I always thought this was disgusting, and I voiced my opinion about it. But Jason said his divorce broke him emotionally, and he'll do anything possible to keep Jenny happy so that their marriage works out. Gross, yes. And 10 years ago, to be frank, I was younger, broker, and dumber, so it was kind of more like a yes, my brother fucking sucks as a dad, but I live on another continent, and all I can do is be supportive of the kids. I know, not a great attitude in retrospect, and I'm disappointed in myself. I really did my best. When they refused to pay for Jace to learn how to drive, even though Jenny refused to drive the kids anywhere, my mom taught him and I bought him a used car. We had to shame Jason to put him on the insurance, and he makes Jace pay for it. Same with Jeff. They share the car and they use it for their activities and Hannah's. My wife, an only child, and we don't want children, have the 3 of them as our sole beneficiaries in our will. Something we did when we found out that Jenny and Jason plan to leave them only the bare minimum amount and everything goes to Daisy. Also,
What?
after we got married, my wife, 6 years ago, and I decided that we would start taking the older kids on annual trips with us when we went to the U.S. Nothing fancy. We might be child-free, but we're not billionaires or anything. Just well off. But things like a week in Florida, Utah, California, things like that. They're very outdoorsy kids, so they have a blast every year, and we plan it when my brother takes Jenny and Daisy on trips, so they don't care. Normally, we vacation in the summer, but Jace got an internship this summer, so we decided to move our trip to the fall and are going to Maine. I let Jason know the dates, and they're in line with their fall break, so no worries. And he basically said we need to start including Daisy. Jenny's parents made some bad investments. They're fine, but they aren't helping them out anymore. And Jenny's looking for a job, but since her parents have already paid for their trips, they can't go on one this year. So even if all was fair, I wouldn't want to take Daisy on a trip. This is going to shock you with parents like that, and I feel so bad saying this about a child, but Daisy is a huge brat. Spoiled, mean, and constantly bragging about the things she gets that her siblings don't. She once told me they weren't her siblings. They were Tiffany's kids. She'd throw toddler-level tantrums on holidays if she didn't get as much and more as the other kids. Tell my wife her and I were going to hell. Edit, I now feel bad for including this. She said it about 5 years ago, a few times, and when Jenny was told about it, was the only time that I'd ever seen her discipline Daisy. I guess she heard it from Jenny's aunt, but it was hurtful and hard to forget with everything else. And since Jenny waits on her hand and foot, she's a total slob. I feel bad saying this. I hope when she grows up, she grows out of it, but there is no way I'd want to take her on a vacation. So I told him I didn't think we'd be able to handle all 4 kids, and we just take the 5 of us. He said Jenny could come to help out. Absolutely not.
Jenny.
Get Jenny out of here.
Or our mom could go. Love her, but she's getting a freaking hip replacement next month and does not want to go. Plus, the car we need for all these people on a road trip would be stupid. We'd probably need 2. And you know what? I don't want to. Anyway, sorry for the trauma dumping on you all. This is getting long. I was worried Jason would not let me take the other kids on the trip, but they decided to go the route of shaming us online. Obviously, it's working with their friends and her family, but even my dad told me to stick to my guns. But my wife came to me the other day and basically said, are we better than Jenny if we're favoring some kids over another just because we don't like their mom? Before we were evening things out, but now we're obviously favoring the oldest. She told me to think of the long-term health of my family and our relationships. She said that it's my family, so it's my decision, but wants me to think about it. My gut is saying to just take the older 3, but Daisy is only 10. She's not to blame. Would it make me an evil aunt to leave her out?
It's so ironic. Like, it's just so ironic.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. You can see immediately how there's a need for your child to be included with the other siblings.
Interesting.
But you couldn't see that before.
Yeah. I honestly really wish I never get to the point where I feel like I'm like tied into a relationship where I am like hurting my kids for it.
That's tough.
Like his self-worth is so low that he's not willing to ruin his relationship with his current wife. And so he's totally fine with alienating most of his children to focus on the one.
Right.
And the one that he's raising does not sound like a person that's going to benefit the world. They sound like they're going to terrorize the world.
Well, they made this
They
kid
made
this
her
way.
like that.
Yeah, they're
If you're
spoiling
literally
her.
at home and you see you're literally going on trips without your 3 siblings, of course those are not my siblings. Like, they're just some people who live in the house because you're actively favoriting them in every aspect of their life. I'm like, I get, like, kids do have, like, some responsibility to themselves. I'm like, it's almost the product of their parents. This is completely
100%.
the product of their parents. The way she is because of you. The thing she said is directly coming from your actions in the house.
Or the mom, but still you're allowing that. You're allowing for your new wife to talk about your other kids like that to the point where Daisy thinks that.
I'm blaming the dad even more because there's no way that him like being so broken that he's like allowing this to happen, and the older kids were just like watching like, Dad.
That's so heartbreaking.
That is heartbreaking.
Literally, Dad. And he's like,
To be a dad and to literally turn your back on your children for
in the same house, to do it in the same house is crazy. Because I've seen it with, they're separate, so the dad's like, I'm just going to prioritize this thing. I see them more. These kids are living in the same house and you're just actively othering them off.
There's just no way to justify that. There's no way to be like, oh yeah, he essentially, like, I hear a lot of the dad, him moving into a new house with his new woman and his new family, and I've heard of that. I've never heard of the situation where, you know, the dad still has the kids, but he's with the new woman and the child that they had together and completely just ignoring the kids that he already has in the same household.
Yeah.
Abandoning your kids in the same household.
It's wild to me.
It's so crazy.
It actually does disgust
How
me.
do you justify that as a parent, where you're like, you're trying to do right, quote unquote, by this one child, by Daisy, and you just like, oh yeah, they're old enough, I guess, and I don't do anything else for them. We're gonna go on family vacations, but yeah, we're gonna leave you guys.
Right.
Well, you'll see us in a couple days. That's crazy to me. And as a family member, I can definitely see where the aunt's coming from, where she's like, honestly, should she take Daisy or not? I feel like that would be completely up to her discretion, because I don't think there really is a good answer.
Yeah.
I get what her partner is saying, where he's like, well, I mean, if we don't take Daisy, we are just as bad as them.
Mm-hmm. Her partner's a woman, by the way.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah, that's why she said they were abomination.
Oh.
Or abomination?
Going to hell.
Going to hell.
Yeah. That's why the little girl said that, because she probably... she said the little girl said that like 6 years ago, but it's probably because she heard that from her mom's sister.
Yeah.
So again, being created by the environment that's around her.
I wonder what I would do in this scenario.
Because honestly, I think like something is like where probably the logical thing to do is to think about including Daisy in some way. But when it comes to wanting to continue to prioritize the kids who never get prioritized, something in me is like, no, we're still just going. Because also, if like Daisy right now is such like a terrorist, then it's like Daisy's gonna ruin the trip. I already know this Daisy's gonna ruin the trip. I don't have the perfect answer for it. I think it's a good idea maybe in the future.
Yeah.
But it's like maybe this trip, this is with them. And maybe we can do something where we come for a weekend and we do something with all 4 of us. But with how Daisy's raised right now and the fact that they only come to visit once a year, it's not like it's going to change enough. It's just the kids are just going to feel the same way. And Daisy might have an expectation of, well, you need to prioritize me and take care of me. And that's not going to happen. There's just so many like aspects where it's like, me personally, I would just be like, I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, my biggest thing too is, at least with the other kids, the older kids, you have experience with traveling with them. So you know exactly how they'll react to certain situations. But with like a person like Daisy, where they're kind of just spoiled to the point, it's almost as bad as taking a kid with no home training out. So now you have to deal with all the repercussions that a spoiled child could do in a public area. To me, that would ruin everything.
Y'all know that children's book, No David or something like that?
Yeah.
No, David.
Daisy sounds like a David.
Yeah.
Just a little terror.
I don't know. Because I
wouldn't take Daisy.
Because the whole point of the trip is you guys are never prioritized. So why would we bring the person that's prioritized over you? I feel like maybe in the future there's time for it to change. But for me, I'd be like, no, it's just us. There's a reason why we just go on this trip.
Yeah.
It's because you guys don't ever get that, however many days a year. We're only here for 7 days. Yeah. You guys have the rest.
Yeah.
And I would use that as an opportunity to bring to the dad and be like, you see how just now you want Daisy to come on this trip? And this whole time I've been telling you, why are you not bringing these kids on the trip with you, your girl, and Daisy this entire time?
Because your wife refused to drive your kids around, refused to take your kid to learn how to drive. Our mom had to do that. I bought him a used car.
Yeah. I
don't even live in the same country. And then I had to force you to put your son on your insurance.
Right.
But he pays for it. Like, I don't know. It's like he doesn't see them as his responsibility.
Yeah.
And it's already tough because they have a mother who's struggling with addiction.
She's gone.
So they don't have a mother.
Right.
And their other dad is there. And it's like, again, we're talking about the showing of abandonment. But then it's also like they're being like terrorized by the fact that they're seeing that their dad can be a good dad. It's just not to them.
In the same house.
In the same house.
That's just
every single day.
To have to watch that. I mean, as a child, to have to watch that and know, like, I know these kids are longing for a dad that treats them like he treats Daisy.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine, even at that age, like that 14, 15, 16, 17, that's a rough age.
Yeah.
Just a guardian at this point. They're taking care of themselves.
To have your mom lost to addiction, your dad who acts like you guys don't exist, to have a stepmom who could literally care less about you. That's a lot for a teenager.
Yeah.
To have to live through and put up with. I feel really bad for them.
The oldest one is being parentified, maybe even all of them, but the youngest is only 2 years older than their daughter Daisy. The youngest is only 12.
Yeah.
And I'm crashing out. On online, I'm letting them have it. Like, telling them exactly. I would write down everything that was happening behind the scenes. Since you want to embarrass me in public, I'm not taking care of it in private. I have to show out to everybody. Oh, I'm the bad person because I'm excluding them from the vacation. You exclude them from life. You don't take them on vacations. The whole son thing, I'm putting all that out there.
And
the fact that I had to buy him his own car because you wouldn't do it, but then get mad when you have to take him somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling all that.
The fact that their half sister is constantly throwing tantrums because she didn't get more than her siblings.
Yeah.
This is a culture you're creating in your own house. And other people other people in your village, I guess per se, are having to pick up the slack that you
Verily.
don't want to pick up.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for OP because, like, what do you guys think about the fact that OP feels bad that she wasn't really able to do much however many years ago? Because for the past 6 years, they've been doing vacations. But before that, OP is like, I should have been there. You know, I just thought he was like a shitty dad, but I didn't do enough. What do you think about the fact that OP is taking on this responsibility for the 3 kids? Do you think that's a fair thing to feel? Like,
To feel guilty?
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
I think it's fair to feel guilty. I think it's fair to, like you were saying earlier about another story. Hindsight is always 20/20, where you get to a point where you're like, you know, you're like, damn, like this is really how this is how their life is. This is how their dad is. Like, this is the environment that they're living in. And, you know, I really do wish that I could do more. Any good, decent human being would feel like that. I don't think that she necessarily needs to carry that burden with her because yeah, that is true. Like you could absolutely feel like, yeah, I wish I could have done more. Like I wish I could have done X, Y, Z. But at the present time, you're doing everything that you can do to make sure these kids feel like somebody cares about them, to make them feel like they're not forgotten, that there's somebody there that they can rely on, somebody that can just be there for them and stand in the gap of, you know, these people that are supposed to be taking care of them, supposed to be supporting them, supposed to be loving them. You know, right now she's standing in that gap. And as an aunt, I think that that's more than anyone could ask her to do.
Because the guilt is only because you're a good person.
Yeah.
You feel for your family. You feel for them. The only person who should be guilty is the dad.
Yeah.
He absolutely should feel guilty for how that the aunt even has to step in to do this. Because this is happening in families all the time.
Yeah.
Some parents fall short and other people are stepping in to pick up the slack, stand in the gap, like you're saying. When I was hearing the story, and still to a certain extent, because I feel like I would be OP's partner in this situation, because it does hurt me to see kids treated this way. And even in all the things that we're talking about, we're mad at the dad and the mom. The kid is a product of the parents. And I just know personally in my life, I have a friend who's there's like a similar situation where there's disparity because of different fathers between the kids. One has one father, the rest have a different dad. And there's ways in how that kid is treated and the way she acts out in a way, because I'm like, she wants love and she sees the difference in how she's being treated. So she acts out. And we would say like, yeah, she's probably the one that it's trouble connecting with her, trouble being around her, because you're like, she's going to do something crazy. But I always make it a point where I'm like, I have to, because I know it's not your fault.
Yeah.
I have to show you kindness. I have to show you love every time I see you, because I just want to know that you're worthy of it. And I'm glad the aunt's doing for the 3. I still couldn't. I would see this vacation as an opportunity to be like, yeah, she can come on vacation, but she's going to know like, this is not going to be like a little thing. We're going to treat her with respect just like we treat the other kids. She's not going to be favorited in front of everyone else. She's going to show that we all deserve equal love. I don't think it's going to change her. Maybe it'll show her a different perspective. She lives most of her life in the other environment. But I'm like, hey, if you're going on vacation with us, you're going with us. Your mom, your dad's not here. And it could be an opportunity that way. But I'm also with OP's partner where I'm like, it's completely your decision. I don't think it's bad either way of you in this specific situation. I'm like, I don't think it's bad either way if you're like, yeah, I don't want to take her. But I could see there is an opportunity for some goodness out of this situation for specifically the daughter, because honestly, fuck the dad and fuck the mom.
Yeah.
Like 1,000%.
But okay. My other thing though is, with it being a vacation, you know, it's supposed to be like fun, leisurely, all that. Doesn't that change the trip a little bit?
It does. It's work for sure.
Yeah, you're not just dealing with a person that could be molded. you're dealing with a person that's already formed in the
She's
environment.
not formed. She's 10 years old.
But have you
Right now, she's not coachable though.
Yeah.
10 years old and never being or spoiled enough to the point that she feels like she could say disrespectful things to her own aunt.
To the point where 7 days probably isn't going to change much.
Yeah.
But I do get your sentiment of like, totally get what you're saying. It turns into work. I
Yeah.
agree, which is why I'm still like, But I get your sentiment of like, let's care about all the kids, because even though she seems like maybe she thinks her life is amazing right now, she's going to grow up with a bunch of stuff and adversities.
It's going to hit her hard.
But yeah, I think, I don't know, it kind of depends on like who OP is as a person, if she's able to carry all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I've had other family members, and you know, let's say maybe their children are a little bit more unruly, because their parenting style is very, very lax.
Lax is a good
Hands
word.
off.
That's a great
Hands
word.
off.
Hands off.
Yeah.
Great words.
Very lax, very hands off. And my mom she does not play. She didn't play yesterday. She's not playing today. And guess what? She's not playing tomorrow either. So there has been, like, I remember growing up where, you know, let's say my cousins, you know, they would bring their kids over, like for my mom, let's say for a week. And my mom was like, all right, that shit y'all be doing at your mom. Yeah, it's actually not happening here. You're going to get it together. You're going to follow my direction. And yeah. And we'll have a great time if you do that. If not, then it's going to be a long couple days. And by the end, they were very normal, very respectable, so you're able to mold children. Obviously, they're children. They're like sponges. But if you as a parent don't reinforce that, don't discipline your child, don't teach them how to act, then obviously they're not going to do it.
Right.
And then by the time my mom gave them their kid back, they're like, "Oh my God, how did you do?" She's not doing anything special.
Yeah. It's called discipline, huh?
She's not doing anything crazy.
She just has a standard.
She has a standard.
Preach.
And she's holding them accountable to that standard.
Yeah.
As you would with any 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old. You can do it. It's possible. I've seen it happen in 3 freaking days.
Yeah.
But if you have a child that acts like that, you have to look internally and be like, yeah, that is 1,000% your failure at that point. 1,000%.
Yeah. How do I approach this?
Delicately.
Yeah, of course. Okay. No, can't say that.
Say it.
I'll start here. Yeah.
You sound like a freaking intrusive thought. That's what you sound.
So my mom is a therapist, and there would be times too where
she's a therapist?
Yeah.
Know that.
I blame a lot of my emotional immaturity on her. So I got a therapist, a momethist, whatever you want to call it.
But you never had a TheraFlu.
Yeah, I did actually.
Oh.
It doesn't taste good. It's the worst flu medicine ever. Anyway,
Talk to us about that. Okay. We'll come back to that.
But it's like she used to work at this place where she would behavioral childs and stuff. And it was like around that, I guess, just coming from experience of seeing them, because, I was a kid when she was working there. So she would take me there and I would just go play with them, because they had it was like a whole apartment complex thing. And all the kids lived there with their parents. It was really weird, but it was I don't know, just seeing that firsthand too of or kids that never got the word no or were super spoiled. You would see it play out, and it's
it's crazy to see.
They're months into therapy and they're still just peeling back the onions. So I guess that's kind of where I was coming from, that perspective. Yeah. But I guess SJ kind of gives another perspective of, but even me, I do stuff at the church and working with certain kids. I'm like, okay, got to constantly redirect. Mm-hmm. it's like, oh gosh, like, it's something.
It's a game of patience, man.
100%.
Ooh.
Some people got the gifts and some people don't
Oh my.
have it.
I guess I was saying more so, do you think there's a world where they still go on the vacation so that the other kids still do feel that,
Prioritized.
love, but then prioritized, but then you have that other, like, just another small trip. You're like, okay, maybe we'll take her on this one.
Low key, for me, I don't think so. Because if I'm these kids, right, that have been neglected and kind of pushed to the side and are placed second to Daisy, if my aunt is just like, okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and bring them. As those 3 kids, I'm like, all right.
No, I'm saying
Daisy
like
get another thing that she wants.
a separate trip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a really small one, just so you could test the waters to see if this is even feasible to do.
Yeah.
Well, I don't also want, like, I'm glad the aunt's like, the aunt is standing in the gap. But how much does the aunt have to do? Like, now I got to plan.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying is like, hey, 3, you still mean a lot to me that this trip has not been taken away from you. This is still our thing. It's us 5 together, but allowing something for the young one to be a part of. Yeah. I guess that would be up to OP. Like, is that a good compromise? Like, do you want to devote?
Yeah, because I was trying to think, because you really made me think about it too. Because at first I was like, no, take them on the vacation, but it's like, yeah, at the end of the day, it kind of is all. The partner made sense.
Yeah.
The way you explained it, I was like, okay.
Because I think the anger for me would be like, I want the mom and the dad to be like, can we go on the trip? Hell no, you can't go. Like, I want to say it to them.
Yeah.
But it's not against them. It's against the daughter. That's why it's different to me. Yeah. Because I'm angry at them and I want them to feel excluded.
Yeah.
But it's not about them. That's my only thing about it.
All right, so am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend first come, first serve? So my 27 male girlfriend, 26 female, was bugging me yesterday about me not being a virgin like her. This type of behavior was normal from her as she teases me from time to time, but it's mostly harmless. She grew up in a strict Christian household, so she of course wanted to do it after marriage. While I was also raised under a Christian household, but not as strict. I had some freedom of religion I wanted to believe in, but this has nothing to do with religion, so I won't continue about it. So what I was saying is we've been dating for about 1.5 years, and we've only had great times. Sure, a couple of fights here and there, but what couple doesn't? Right after our first dates, I was upfront about me not being a virgin and what other beliefs people share about their first dates and other boring stuff. So cutting till...
if you're a virgin on the first date?
That's the first thing I say. Comes out of my mouth.
That's crazy.
That's
I can't
a wild thing
How
to
does
say.
that even come
I don't
into...
get how that would come out.
I'm a virgin, by the way.
Sorry,
How
I was
about
late.
you?
I'm a virgin.
Inexperienced.
Did you check out the menu? I'm virgin.
I'm a virgin like this daiquiri.
Yeah.
I'm a virgin like this daiquiri. But seriously, I don't want a virgin.
Yeah, but actually throw more alcohol on that. I just said that for
double.
Just for this news.
I'm nervous. So any of all those ways, there's great things we just threw out there for you guys. So cutting till yesterday, we were home alone. I was in the living room binge watching some shows on Netflix when she came out of her room and stood in the kitchen making dinner. She left the pot on for food to be cooked and sat next to me on the couch. Regular day for the both of us. And then she starts teasing me about not being clean like her. I was like, whatever. And I started to joke with her and I said, hey, first come, first serve. She stared at me and then went to her room.
That's funny, dude. Come on.
Shut her ass up real fucking quick.
That was at 8 p.m. and it's now 2 a.m. with the room doors still locked.
Oh.
Did I mess up? Am I the asshole? She's kind of asking for it.
I'm
like,
the wrong person to ask. That's funny.
I don't think so. That's actually really funny.
And it was quick.
Yeah.
That was quick-witted as hell, bro.
I don't know. I feel like to a certain extent that teasing can get really weird.
A year? Because it's been a year?
Yeah, but it's like the whole teasing of like, you're not clean. It's like,
It's the you're not clean. That's like, yeah, I'm gonna,
how is that not offensive compared to what I said of like, hey, I'm ready to serve the community.
That kind of turned me on a little bit.
She's
You ain't
like,
clean. I'm like, oh, I'm pretty dirty. Girl.
she's like, and then he's like, are you ready for
dirty.
seconds? And then she's pissed about that
Yeah,
too.
she's like, okay, I wasn't actually.
Are they not married yet though?
They're
No.
not.
But I'm guessing they did agree. They're agreeing to not have sex till marriage.
If she keep bringing it up, she low key gotta want it though.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
Because you're like, why are you even bringing it up?
Yeah, over here rubbing on my legs and I'm dirty, man.
You want to learn how? There you go.
Hey, stop it, girl. You about to be unclean in a minute.
I can show you, but I can tell you.
Because it's not my testimony. I'm not a virgin, but
You're also unclean.
Yeah, I'm unclean. But I've heard of Christians like who are virgins and like they're dating and they're like the heavy petting sessions are they're very heavy. they're like we can't do it, but y'all doing like the way y'all doing some crazy stuff.
It's funny the way that Christians think if there was no penetration, that there was nothing there.
Yeah.
That's a genuine thought, I feel like, for a lot of people that are religious and that are waiting until marriage. And they're like, I mean, yeah, there was an orgasm, but it wasn't penetration. It's like,
Okay.
Because I
something
think
just
about dry
happened.
humping and I'm like, dry humping people. I still remember being in high school dry humping and I'm like,
That the dry
Sinner!
humping
we
is
were getting into it. Like our clothes are on, but I'm like, we're filthy under this. We're getting into it. So I'm like, y'all still crazy.
see, in that moment you were unclean, but then
Yeah.
you could take the unclean
Yeah.
off and wash
I
it.
threw it away.
Yeah.
But the actual everything else was clean still.
I'm like, y'all be
Body
doing
preserved.
stuff. Y'all be doing
Body
stuff.
preserved. Fingers crossed. Jesus is like,
But I don't think that she can like keep bringing it up, especially if because I'm imagining they did agree that they're not gonna have sex.
Yeah.
So what's the point of like you teasing me about like what is that?
Yeah, what do you gain from
Did you
saying it?
accept it? Like
You already made it
accepted
past
being
that.
in this relationship.
Yeah.
You knew I told you right up front. So if like
I would get offended too, because I'm like, are
Keep
you thinking of
doing
me
it.
differently? Do you think less of
Right.
me because I had sex before marriage, because I didn't save myself for marriage? Because I would honestly get offended at the fact, stop calling me unclean. You know
That
I
would
use
piss
that
me off.
washcloth. Stop calling me unclean. Don't piss me off. I clean my legs.
Yeah.
All right? There's scrubbing
you,
that's
Maddie?
happening. Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
Maddie cleans her legs.
And not with a loofah.
yeah, you heard it here first. Maddie cleans
Hell
her legs.
yeah.
You're good down there.
For the listeners, I'm lifting my hand and I'm looking at you guys. Because, hey, you heard it here first.
Love the audio description.
If you're listening, I lifted it
We're
again.
all lifting our
I'm lifting it
hands,
again.
looking
and
down
we're
the
lowering them
camera.
down to our legs and we're rubbing.
We're rubbing it. We're scrubbing too.
We're scrubbing.
Rubbing and
rubbing
scrubbing,
and scrubbing.
baby. Rubbing and scrubbing.
Rubbing that scrub.
So make the sound.
Dead skin cells are coming off my body. But yeah, that's getting to the territory where it's becoming offensive.
Yeah.
And what is the underlying message that you're trying to say to
Yeah.
me that is a joke?
Yeah.
And I'm feeding back to you a joke, and now you're offended
Yeah.
by it.
Yeah, exactly. You can dish it, but you can't take it.
Because at a certain point, is it actually a joke? I think I would have asked her that first. Is it
Yes.
actually a joke? If you keep bringing it up, what is my reaction supposed to be to this?
Because jokes stop being funny.
And especially, it started being less funny when I could dish it right back immediately. But you've been doing it for months at this point, right?
Right.
Or a year.
Y'all
Well,
see
I
how
guess
she
a
went up to
couple
that
months.
room, immediately locked the door, ain't
yeah.
been back out.
Yeah, no.
The joke was only funny a year and a half ago when he took Sadia's joke and said, I'll take the strawberry daiquiri version. Unlike me.
Yeah. Unlike me.
That was the only time it was funny. And she didn't even laugh then. I know she didn't laugh at that joke.
Because she hate
I would have, if OP had made that joke, I would have left that date. I would have left right there. I'm like, you're lame. bro.
Corny.
It's corny. It's like corny. I'm not being in a
Cornball.
relationship. I can't see my life with you.
We're
But I
done,
do appreciate
actually.
your honesty. You didn't have to tell me that you were a
It was
virgin.
really nice of you.
Not a big deal for me. But thanks.
But I guess it could come up if you are a virgin and you're saving yourself for marriage.
Oh, definitely.
I guess that would be likely something you would bring up pretty quickly.
Two religious people dating each
Yeah.
other. That's a pretty big question. Are you going to wait for marriage? Or because that's also, I feel like that's sometimes like what happens with the presumption of dating is maybe after the third date we start getting physical.
Right.
And it just kind of eliminates that if you're like, well, I'm not planning on doing any of that
Ever.
until I get married. It's all emotional
The
stimulation.
way to the marriages, y'all gotta be some of the strongest soldiers out there, man. I'm telling you.
Just gripped.
Y'all are just
I don't have much to bring.
y'all are fighting a battle, okay? That's a serious battle.
Here's my offering.
And don't be a person that's not engaged to be married and you're really just waiting for the person. Then you're waiting for the marriage. Oh, Lord bless him.
Bless them, people.
Truth
for
is,
real.
I'm tired.
I know you are.
Hurt and confused.
It's just I just can't imagine.
Yeah.
I really can't.
I do. Because it's funny, we're coming from church and like they're like telling us, don't have sex, right? That's like a message that's happening. What I always wanted was like a step-by-step plan on how to achieve that. Because I'm like with the person, I'm like,
And they're like,
we're like talking. I'm like, oh, talk. Oh, I love what you're saying. Talk, interesting. But then you stop talking and you're like, well, what do we do now? And I'm like, I know what I want to do. How do I get my mind to not want to do that? And then when they're also saying back to me, I want to do that too. Then I'm like, okay, so I'm going to say no to that person that I want to do it too.
Well, also it's tough too because like physical intimacy is so important in a marriage that I feel like, a lot of people talk about how sometimes if you wait until marriage and then you start truly experimenting with your marriage partner, you don't know what you're doing.
You don't
And so
know.
there's like a lot of time where you're like kind of discovering yourself, discovering each other,
Yeah.
figuring out what you like and, figuring out what your partner's got down there.
That's what it looks like. I think I'm gay, actually. Whoa! I'm gay, dude. You find out when you go.
So were you serious about the papers we signed or what?
Well, they also, I think the argument against that, well, not really against it, but they're
why
like,
did you say that?
they say the having sex with multiple people has your mind think about certain things. So when you are in like a marriage or in a committed relationship, you're filtering your sex life through your experiences, which can cloud you either way. Like if you both go in virgins, you're starting together and you can create something together.
I get that. I also get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is being informed a bad thing?
I don't think it's being a bad thing, but having sex with different people, you do think about things that previous people did in your current thing. And I
Okay.
do think there's things like that cause things with your brain that maybe you wouldn't have thought of if you didn't have that experience before.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just how people, because I think people really weigh the experience thing a lot. Like, I want to have different experiences. But could that affect your relationship? I do think it could affect your current relationship, those experiences.
Yeah.
And I can't really advocate for like being a virgin because I'm not a virgin. So like, I don't know. But I'm like, I do think there is something about the whole, when they showed the, what's it?
Talking about tearing pieces of paper off and how you're like giving pieces of paper
Yeah,
of
like
yourself
that
away.
really resonated with me
Yeah.
for
You
some
You might
reason.
even explain that fully. So
Soul
this is what we
ties.
learned. This is what we learned like in high school.
So soul ties is the idea that when you make a sexual connection with someone,
Intimate.
oh, intimate?
Yeah, it's just intimate.
Oh, it doesn't have to be sexual? Oh, interesting. So intimate. So
Yeah, because you
anything
can have
like,
soul ties with friends.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Really?
Yeah.
So like an intimate connection with someone where you feel like a piece of you is with that person, a piece of them is with you. I don't know the paper part because they showed he did a rubber band thing. Then wasn't a rubber band?
It was like ropes.
Oh, it was ropes. And it was like this is you, this is other people. You enter into an intimate relationship and it gets tied up, and now this is you now, but now you got a little piece of the other person. And then it continues to get tangled up more and more that you enter into these relationships. So when you're entering in a relationship with someone that you're like, oh, this could be end game, I see a future with you, you're not looking at it through you. You're looking through it as a prism of every relationship in the past. And it might cause you to distort how you see them, how you see situations, because you're filtering everything you're experiencing through all the experiences you had, which can cause strife in your relationship with someone you think you could potentially be with.
Because you're unintentionally potentially comparing them to your past.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But because I also feel like I see where that is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And I also know that, like, you know, people can have those experiences, whether it's physical or emotional, and be like, yeah, I do see this person in my past. But I also don't think, like you were mentioning earlier, SJ, that it's bad to want to explore. And so I wish that there was like a middle ground when it came to specifically the religion that, you know, I was a part of for so long, which was Christianity. But it's very much like you have to pick one person and be right about them and commit to them for the rest of your
100%.
life, compared to, well, what if my view, maybe not even soul ties, but the way that I was raised, I don't even have the correct view of what love is.
Yeah.
And so I'm chasing after this one person because that's the love that I'm familiar with, but I didn't have the most healthy relationship. And, you know, then I end up marrying the wrong person, and then there's all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's worth exploring, but it just sucks that it's like,
I do think it's worth exploring, and I have heard it. Like, I don't know if we talked about it last year, but like I heard it on TikTok. It was the first time I heard it outside of religion, like someone talking about soul ties in a non-religious way. Mm-hmm. Because I do think there's a truth behind it in some way.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's like impossible for anyone to have successful relationships because they've slept with people before or had intimate relations with people. It's you being cognizant of how these experiences have shaped you.
Yeah.
And for you talking about like in love, like most of our ideas of what love is comes from our parents. Like we see that.
and the love they modeled.
Yeah, and the love they modeled, you seek that out. Even if it's bad, you seek it out unintentionally, and you have relationships that usually mirror what they had. But being cognizant about it, you're like, I can now avoid these things. Because some people are like, I keep dating the same guy. I keep dating the same girl over and over again. I don't know why. I'm like, there's things that you've done in your experiences that you might not be addressing that could help you in your future. And like, I'll find something different or have a better outcome.
Yeah.
But also relationships, like as you grow, if they are not the relationship for you, relationships can turn you into a better person too. So it's like, at least from the idea of Christianity, when it comes to like, you're a dirty person now that, you know, back to what OP's girlfriend was saying, you're dirty. It's like, I just have a different perspective now. I had sex with somebody before you.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make me dirty. I learned from that experience. I hope that I don't carry that over, judge you or compare you in a certain type of way. But
Right.
I'm also young. I'm learning. You know, there's all these different things. And I just kind of wish that when it came to Christianity and like, you know, the judgment that happens, I just wish it wasn't there, because then it could cause people to not explore, or then when they're married and they never explored, then they're completely new to this and they don't even know how to be physical with their partner.
Yeah.
What got me? Why can't I hear?
She's like,
She said something's wrong.
Your voices are not here.
Like, I can't hear.
And we're
Okay,
like,
yeah.
wah.
What kind of? I think when I
A
was
little to the left.
when I was like growing up, I think the biggest thing that kind of turned me off from the church was I remember hearing like, oh yeah, like if you date people or like if you have sex outside of marriage. Well, if you have sex outside of marriage, it's like this big thing that's not really good. And then if you are dating, like if you're younger and you're dating, and you like just break up, then you're essentially practicing to get a divorce. What, like you were saying, I wish there was some form of middle ground, because to me, it's like, I think just growing up, you experience things. That's how you become, you know, the better version of yourself. That's how you become the more knowledgeable version of yourself. And I feel like to tell someone, like, if you're dating, you're practicing for divorce. When in reality, I feel like you're gaining experience to kind of find more about yourself. What are the things that I like? What are the things that work? What are the issues that pop up in a relationship? How do you navigate that situation? Like, there are so many things that I would say, not even just in relationship, but experimenting, you know, being intimate with people. I think there's so much that I think the church and I think religion, they're so focused on the negative that they completely negate the growth that can come out of it and the knowledge that can come out of it. Because I think a lot of church is also developing yourself, being a better version. How do you take what's in the Bible and how do you apply those philosophies into your life so that you can be in this kingdom, be someone that you're supposed to be, or that's modeled after the Bible or modeled after the word. Right. And I think if you just straight up say, no, like these things are terrible, like you shouldn't do it, I think you just are throwing away the positive things that can come out of it. Like, I know there are a lot of situations, you know, in past relationships that I've had, just being with people that have definitely, like, some of them were like a hard course. You need to switch it up, like literally immediately. Like, we need to make a detour like about 5 miles ago. So I don't think it should be a thing where it's like, oh, like if you have sex with somebody, like it's done, you're cooked, you're toast, and you're unclean. Right.
And I definitely agree with that. I do. It's funny because I'm like, in my head, like how I've approached my faith and everything, I'm like, I think there is a middle ground between this, like,
perfect person
and like you're a heathen sinner. I'm like, I think there's like, I feel like there's so many things I've learned from church that have helped me in my life. But the hardcore, because it was actually something that Pastor said on Sunday, which she was like, I don't want church. I feel like we're being lenient in church. And
that sounds like her.
Yeah, 100% is her. I'm like, I think I get her sentiment, because in some ways you're like, you know, actually I don't fully get, I understand what she's saying. I don't fully agree with it, is what I'm saying. Like, she's like, I don't think we're getting too lenient. I'm like, yes, in your eyes, especially with how church was, this is being lenient. Like, you're allowing some stuff. But I'm like, I think that's what grace is. I think that's what, and who am I to say that you're wrong? That's the part I don't get. Yeah. And maybe because I'm like, I've done stuff and I'm like, I'm not going to be like, you're bad because you did. What are you talking? Who am I to say that? Yeah. But from their side, from the pastor in the world, they're like,
this is all they got.
This is the Bible. Yeah. This is what it is. It's truth. And this is what it is. This is what we follow. And because I do generally think Pastor loves people, I don't want you to go down the wrong path because you're half following this. In your head, you're like, if I think you're going to hell because you're doing this, then I'm going to be actively trying not to get you to do these things because I love you. So I've always gotten that perspective, and I'm like, I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah. But it's also me saying, like, I don't think that's going to happen. And they're so like rock focused in that I can never compete with. Because I'm like, The fact that I'm like this is because I don't think anyone can know anything fully. That's what I think. I think this Bible is a great template for a lot of things, and I'm going to try to follow it as well. But I'm like, I still going to think my own things too.
Yeah, because I think that's always been my biggest thing is, okay, if we're only supposed to be like, if we're not supposed to have it before marriage, all this stuff, but it's like, well, number one, they didn't have marriage back then. But two, why do I have the urges to do it? Like, why is it so strong some days that it literally could like wake me up out of bed?
Wake me
you know
up.
what I mean?
Go.
My mind went somewhere. No, never mind. But it's like, yeah. So I totally, I'm like more like that. Like I'm like, it's a good template. There's some things where I'm like, I'm not necessarily sure how that plays out practically, and even spiritually, quite frankly, sometimes because I'm like, bro, nah, it can't be. Nah, it can't be like that.
Yeah.
That's too.
Yeah.
I think that's the way religion is for a lot of people, is and not even just Christianity, but whatever faith a lot of people follow.
This happened all
is it's a good guide to follow to lead life to probably be a really good person.
Yeah.
But the thing is, coming back to Christianity, because that's what I know, the shame that comes from Christians when you don't perfectly follow the Bible is where, and again, leading back to OP, is that's where the issue comes in, is because shame is so detrimental.
Yeah.
Coming from somebody, shame can mess you up. If you feel like you are not living up, and the fact that nobody in the Bible was perfect but Jesus.
Yeah.
And it's like, but the fact that you feel like you're not living up to it and can easily compare to the things that you're not doing, or the things that you're like, I can't ever take that back, not being a virgin anymore. But it's like, you can hold it over your head so long that you don't take the time to be like, okay, this, in some people might think of this as a negative, but there are things that I can take and I can learn from it. And I can also understand that some relationships that I can bring into it, it might skew or put a color over my eyes in a new relationship. And I hope that I can be aware of that. So I think it's like a good mix in between. But think even maybe it's worth talking to your girlfriend, OP.
Yeah. Even still with like, let's say past relationship skewing, what your current relationship might be. Isn't that just perspective?
Right.
Yeah.
Like all of the things that we've been through in life kind of help us do whatever we're trying to do in present day. It's going to shape whatever we do, how we think, how we talk, how we dress, how we act, the things that we believe, what we do. It's all based on our life and all of our experiences prior to this moment.
Yeah.
So I just think, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I was going somewhere.
I loved it.
Yeah, I liked it too. I think the perspective totally makes sense, which is why OP and his girlfriend reacted to two different things about a great joke.
Right.
She's pissed at that joke.
A hot joke, man.
He was like led on that journey to that joke. Like he went through things in his life.
It took him right to that joke.
And he got to that joke, and like we applaud him. We think, yes. She just took a different path and she didn't see it. And she's locked in the bedroom right now, still.
That was a good discussion, even though that wasn't really what the main story was about. We kept trying to bring it back to it, but we
kind of derailed a little bit.
We had some things I think we really wanted to talk about when it came to religion.
We needed to unpack ourselves.
And, stuff like that. We had some opinions about that. So that's it. Another episode.
That's it?
In the books.
Nice.
And so we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Just hit the like and subscribe. Just for that.
Subscribe.